Hey, everybody, get ready to sit back, relax, and yell at your phone or TV screen as we fail at some games here on our first ever Couch GM's game night. Something that Cody and I are trying to do here to help us get through the off season. Make sure you check us out on social media where we're going to be posting shorts of all this, but we're going to post a long form content of some games here that Cody and I found on the internet related to football and fantasy football that we are going to probably epically fail at. But Cody, we can jump into our first game, something that if you guys watch our show regularly, you may remember. It is Weddle. Cody, explain what the game is to us.
Yeah, definitely. And make sure you're commenting along if you tried these. Obviously, how that works, a lot of these games are daily based games. So unfortunately, you can't play along with us as we're recording. But make sure you're in the comments telling us how many you got, how long it took you. If we're idiots, like if we think about some other games down the line, that's fine too. We'd love to hear it. And just hopefully all of us can get together during the off season and enjoy some fun football content. If you're not a big draft nerd or if you are already ready for September, we get that. Like George mentioned, this first game is Weddle. It's the NFL player guessing game. There's 2 rounds. First one is easy mode, and the second round is hard mode. We're going to start on easy. That means we get 8 guesses to determine a certain offensive player across the NFL. It breaks down by position, division, height, jersey number, and age. Those are the categories. And then
I'm impressed you remembered that.
I've played a lot of this, so I understand. Yellow means we're close. Green means we got that. That kind of helps us. It's very similar to Wordle, which is a game that I'm sure everybody has heard of, at least played it one time. And I will say none of these games are any sort of sponsorship or anything like that. We just enjoy playing them. That's why you'll see ads across the bottom. We can't control that. Just play along. And maybe we'll put all the links if you want to try these games out for yourself in the descriptions, even though they're not sponsors. But the first one is Weddle. George, I'll give you the first pick. So give me I got to click on the right screen. Any random offensive player, get this ball rolling.
My name's George, so we're going to go with George Pickens.
All right, I like it. George Pickens. Okay,
wow,
George.
That nailed something right there.
Not great content-wise, but we know it's a Pittsburgh Steeler. We know, obviously, then it's in the AFC North. But it's not a wide receiver. His height is over 6'3", but he's older than 22, but his number is under 14. So that number is going to be a big, hit for me. So like Jaylen Warren, we know it's not him because 1, he's not taller than 6'3". 2, he's not under 14. Pat Freiermuth, he's off the table. Any guys coming to your head right away? The Steelers fan is already like, excuse me, that is
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. Maybe it would be Kenny Pickett.
I was trying to actually slide that in there. The Steelers fan saying that is Kenny Pickett. It is not Kenny Pickett.
But it is a Steelers quarterback.
A Steelers Mason Rudolph? It put Mason Rudolph in here.
All righty. So we got Mason Rudolph. So that was the first one. Easy mode. All right. So now we go to hard mode. Hard mode, get 10 guesses, but this adds defensive and special teams players. So always
this is where we fall on our face and you start yelling at your computer screen because you're like, it's obvious it's this guy, and we can't think of the name of the backup safety on the Kansas City Chiefs or something like that.
I'll let you know for a fun fact. I tested this out yesterday or 2 days ago, and it was a cure from the AFC East. And I guess the Jets, because I know that one. I know the Dolphins. I knew the Bills. Couldn't tell you the Patriots to save my life. Eventually had to give up and look it up. But Chad Ryland is the kicker of the New England Patriots if that ever pops up on this again. So the more useless information, the better, which is what Couch GMs are, just full of useless information. You got us off a hot start last time, so why not hit me with another player?
L'Jarius Sneed.
Oh, my God.
I said safety on the Kansas City Chiefs, so I had to. I mean, I know he's actually technically not on the Chiefs anymore.
Yes, so we know it's a cornerback, so yellow means it's close, so we know it's going to be on the defensive side. A little bit older, and assuming because AFC is not yellow, we know it's one of the 4 NFC teams. So let's make sure our guest is a defensive player in the NFC that is older than 27 and has a higher number than 38. So I'm thinking defensive line. Let's go for some of the 90s and try to see if we're make that gap even smaller.
Well, okay, so we know it's not Chiefs. The first person that came to mind was Chris Jones. We're not going to pick that because
Chiefs. I'm thinking
Chiefs.
I'm thinking NFC. I'm taking your hometown team. Fletcher Cox, 91. Okay. It's a low 90. little bit older side. Might be too old because I think it's yellow on 57, but let's go ahead and do it anyways. Or 27, not 57. My God.
It is a DT.
DT. But so now we know it's higher than 91. So that's going to be a big hint. There's only 8 numbers, possibly higher.
Is it the... Oh, sorry, I'm cutting you off. You're trying to
cut me
speak more
off.
here. The man, the myth, the legend, Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald. I don't know how that paid. It is not Aaron Donald.
Ooh.
So I think, so he has to be like 28, 29, because 33, 32 is not yellow. And he's in between 6'1" and 6'4", but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know heights of defensive players. Maybe 1 or 2, but
they all look less than 6 foot to me when they're on the line of scrimmage, so I can't really tell you.
Exactly. And 99 is yellow, so 97 or 98 would probably be the guest in either the NFC South or the NFC North.
This is where this gets tough.
Kenny Clark's too short. He's 97 on the Packers. Danielle Hunter, he's 99. I can do the NFC North a lot better than I can the South.
Yeah, and I can't do the South, so we're gonna have good luck with that.
And those are the 2 defensive tackles that I could think of off the top of my head. So what about, is Sheldon Rankin still play for the Saints?
I believe he does. I think he was the guy I was trying to come up with in my head.
All right, well, all right, we thought of him, so let's. Nope, he's on Houston now, and we know it's not 98, so we need a 97.
And he's 6'3", not that helps us either.
Yeah, not that it helps us.
And he's 28 years old, not that helps us really either.
I'm going to try Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark has to be almost 30 now, but I know he's 97. Okay.
That was it. Man
like
had no faith in his guess, in his mind.
Dude, that's because Kenny Clark's almost ready for his 3rd contract at 28 years old. I always think he's older.
We're in the years of COVID where people are coming out of college at age 25, when back in his day, he came out of college probably at age 20.
Yeah, like it's crazy how old he is, how good he is. And yeah, for some reason I was thinking he was a little bit on the shorter side like Aaron Donald, but 6'3", Kenny Clark, man, kind of embarrassing. It's 5 guests to get a Green Bay Packer out here. So George, I'm going to pull this off the screen while I do some getting ready for our next game. We can also just talk about random football events. You're an Eagles fan. Travis Kelce makes it official. What are your thoughts?
Jason Kelce makes it official.
You're right. Travis Kelce is officially dating Taylor Swift, if you didn't know. That's what I was trying to get to.
We can't even get through a Couch GM's game night without mentioning Taylor Swift. This is off the rails already. Really, though, I had like this whole monologue I wanted to say in my head, but like not worth going through all of it. I will say I teared up a little bit at the retirement press conference, same as Travis did and his parents and everything else. But it's one of the first players that I watched my entire adult life that retired, that was on my favorite team, one of my favorite players. And then like everything he did for Philadelphia, the crazy speech after the Super Bowl, it's going to be tough not seeing 62 in the middle of the offensive line.
No, definitely agree with that. Definitely think that he meant something. I know I'm not like, I don't actively root against the Eagles. They're not on my I hate this team like a Cowboys or a Steelers or a Patriots, like teams I cannot stand. 49ers. We talked about that during time about Super Bowl. And I've always talked about how Philadelphia has been a big impact on my sports because of our locality. I went to the NFL draft in Philly. I was at the parade when Kelce went nuts in his on his speech. And I know me and my wife, we both watched the whole press conference, because of how much he meant to a team. And I think that goes to show how much of a person he is. Yes, he's gotten a lot of fame in the last couple of years with the Kelce brothers facing off in the Super Bowl. But being from the outskirts of Philadelphia, seeing what he's meant on that team. And honestly, whenever you get to see a player like that retire at one spot, like whether that was Kobe Bryant with the Lakers, I remember watching his, Mamba out moment and him going crazy in his last game. Seeing players retire from that team they've meant so much to. Yes, there's been adversity. He talked about his press conference. He was almost cut, but for him to bounce back, it's good to see. So best of luck onto his future endeavors. I want to get your thoughts though. A lot of people are saying he needs to jump in a booth. Do you think Jason Kelce fits a booth? I think I'll give my
Go you
thoughts after you.
first.
I
Okay.
think Jason Kelsey should join like the Amazon pregame show with Fitzpatrick and Richard Sherman. I think he's more of a pregame personality. I honestly don't think I want him to be in a booth full-time or in a full-time calling the games. Like, I really enjoy Greg Olson. I don't think I would really enjoy Jason Kelsey. He's a really good talker, speaker, but I would love some of his pregame passion. Maybe he replaces some of the older guys on Fox as like that next generation. I
Him
think,
and Gronk kind of like heading the new generation of Fox, kind of.
well, Gronk, that's a different story, but
Gronk is just a
but
college kid
exactly,
eternally, but
exactly, like that little bit of a younger, not that I mean younger in the sense of him like
everyone on
going
Fox is age 70 or older, basically. Yeah.
except Gronk and Strahan. He's not
Except
that
Gronk
old,
and yeah, Strahan's not that old. You're right.
but almost like the the Nate Burleson for a different network.
Hmm.
Nate like obviously maybe he goes to ESPN and he's the guy that does the Disney broadcast when they do the simulcast from Andy's room. Like that fun personality that he could bring out his true self is I think is where he would be better, and I would love to see that. But we're talking a lot of actual football. Let's get back to playing games. And one of the hardest football games I can think about on the internet, it's called Immaculate Grid. It is powered by Pro Football Reference, which is a great resource when you're arguing with your friends. Again, not a sponsor. And as you can see on the screen, it's 9 boxes. For this one, the Browns are one at the top. Then the middle row is the Colts, and then 1,000 yards rushing in a season. Then you have the Seahawks, the Jags, and the Cowboys going down the left side. And the person that played for the Seahawks and the Browns will match in the upper left box. We got to fill it out. The trick is you only get 9 guesses, just like in Immaculate Inning in baseball. You have to get 3 strikeouts and 9 pitches. You have to get 9 for 9 to complete the grid with the perfect score. None of these are our teams, so it's already going to be difficult. Anybody jump off to you as like a instant easy one, and you get a higher score for the rarity, but sometimes it's just better to get the guy. Like for me, Emmitt Smith, 1,000 yards rushing, that one's the easy one. But
Yeah.
if there's anybody else for that spot or anyone else jumping out to you, feel free to jump in.
I wasn't gonna go there first, but my Cowboys 1,000 yards rushing would have been DeMarco Murray. It would have been a little bit more rare.
All right, I like that. DeMarco. And you got to be careful because sometimes these people that have similar names, you pick the wrong one. Jamal Williams, I did that once before.
Yeah.
Another
Plus, you
one.
also can't use somebody in 2 boxes at the same time. So, say DeMarco Murray also played for the Colts, you couldn't use him in 2 boxes.
That's a great point there.
It's not going to be a rare one, but I think an easy knockout also is Cowboys and Browns, Amari Cooper.
I like that one. So I can see that the Cowboys, because you're so close to them, that's going to be 69% of people put Amari Cooper. So
that's not shocking
compared to 17%.
And nice.
So this one might be a little bit, maybe, I don't know. Didn't T.Y. Hilton play for a year with the Cowboys?
I believe he did.
So are we confident enough to use a guess on that? Okay.
I'm confident enough with that.
All right.
There we
go.
And
and there's
that
a
was
lot
31%.
Perfect. So we crushed out the Cowboys. They're not America's team, but we knew them pretty well.
Being an Eagles fan, I see them quite often.
Right. You see them twice a year. Packers, Cowboys, they have enough rivalry to know their players. And these are all our generation players. Like that's where it gets hard is when you have to start thinking of, people that didn't play for that team, so on. Colts, Jaguars. First one that jumped out at me was Gardner. Probably the most obvious. Yeah. Probably the most obvious one. But
we're going for the win here because we're going to get to some boxes where we don't know anybody in this. So
exactly. And I would love to have Tyler here to talk about some Jaguars
and Colts for that matter.
And Colts, like 2 AFC East or AFC South teams. Sorry, they're not in the East.
Yeah.
So here, I mean, I don't know if Fournette ever did it. That's probably a tricky one. With the Jags, I'm sure he did that one year. Maurice Jones, Drew, Fred Taylor. Yeah. Those would be the 2. Which one do you think? I
feel like MJD is more in the spotlight. So if you want to go for rarity, I would say go with Fred Taylor.
Okay. They don't even give the man a picture.
man. And it's 23%, so that's not bad.
Yeah, definitely not bad. So far, we're over 50% of the way done. 4 guesses left, but as you can tell, we're starting to get a little bit harder. And we haven't looked at these boards. You're seeing this live with us. I'm sure there's somebody out there, if you're watching, going, guys, come on. Sean Alexander, 1,000 yards rushing for the Seahawks. You should have known that right away.
Well, and I've thought Marshawn Lynch this whole time too, but I was trying to see if I could rack my brain for someone more rare.
And Marshawn Lynch, I know he didn't play for the Colts or the Browns, but Sean Alexander, I'm not 100% convinced he didn't. He might have played this over there, but those kind of.
So let's just go Marshawn Lynch in that top corner and keep our options open.
I love Marshawn Lynch.
Right?
41%
some Skittles up here.
So Sean Alexander probably would have been a better guess, but in terms of rarity. But let's get Marshawn Lynch in there. 3 guesses left. Jaguars, Seahawks. They don't even go together. Which one of those went to the Browns, or which Seahawks went to the Browns or the Colts? So really those Browns teams. So let's just start name some Browns players that could potentially have played somewhere else. And
Odell Beckham's been around, but not there. Trying to think who was paired with Odell Beckham for a while there.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, but he wasn't. That was the wrong Florida team. That was the Dolphins, I believe.
Yeah, he was with the Dolphins. Trying to think of some, and Njoku's been with him their whole time. Harrison Bryant's been with them. Austin Hooper, he was with
Atlanta
and then to Las Vegas, so that he wouldn't be it. So I don't think we're at a tight end. Corey Coleman was a bust of a first-round pick, but did he play with Jacksonville at all?
That sounds like it's possible. Let's keep it in the back pocket.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready to go there quite yet.
The Browns have had 1.5 million quarterbacks.
Right.
One of them has had to have played for Jacksonville as well, right?
You would think. And now, remember, they must have played a regular season game or a playoff game to qualify. It does not mean that they played in the preseason. Like, I know he didn't, but Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson, he or maybe it was Terrell Owens, one of those. They did a little preseason stint with the Seahawks at the end of their career. They didn't play if they couldn't do that. We couldn't use them because they didn't play in a regular season game.
Yeah.
And it also makes it tricky too with some of these guys that signed to the practice squad but didn't actually play in a game because they've had to have played over the last couple of years. Any linebackers, Miles Jack, I think he went to I'm pretty sure that's his name, Joe Sherbert.
Joe Schobert. I thought he was in Houston.
But I think he went from.
Was he?
I think he went from Jacksonville to Cleveland. Let me look. I'm gonna just type his name. I'm not gonna actually put him in there. I just want to see how many years he played. But oh god, how do you spell his name? That guy. So he stopped playing after last year, but he played 6 seasons. So I know for a fact he played he got signed to Cleveland after his stint, and I want to say he was Miles Jack's running partner. But that's another one that we're putting in the back of the mind. So we got Corey Coleman and Joe Sherbert for the Jacksonville Cleveland as potential. I'm leaning more towards Joe just off the top of my head.
Let's go to a different block and come back.
All right. Seattle and the Colts. That one seems like it should be relatively easy. I'm thinking defensive back. I'm feeling like a defensive back potentially for them. I'm just let's see. I know they had what was the dude that for a while that ran with Richard Sherman on the opposite
Earl
side?
Thomas?
No, he was the safety, the other corner.
Okay.
Brandon Bowers.
He was after Nnamdi Asomugha. No, that's the wrong person. It's the other guy that the Eagles signed. He was after that guy. I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
Browner, was that his name?
Oh, Brandon Browner, is that it?
Yeah, that
Brandon Browner.
But That only played 4 years, so maybe it wasn't. He like played for, but then he like played for the Seahawks for a little bit, then went to free agency, wasn't very good, and then jumped around the league. So that's a name I'm thinking of for some.
That's what happened with a lot of corners in that era that weren't named Richard Sherman.
Right. Any other, like, let's see, they had a Monty Hooker. Did he ever play? Seahawks just released Quandre Diggs. I think he played somewhere else, not Indianapolis or
Where else did Jamal Adams play?
New York Jets. That's who drafted him.
So that's not helpful.
This is why we played the other game first. So if people were like, oh, these guys kind of know what they're talking about. And then now we're sitting here going, and we're not using Google at all. That defeats the purpose in these kind of games. So Seahawks, Browns, any offensive linemen?
See, now we're going to find a position group that I don't know many of.
Yeah, obviously it's not like Joe Thomas, but did like what was that one dude that played for Seattle that was not very good, then went somewhere else, probably went to Cleveland.
Poor Cleveland.
Well, that he also think Cedric Aboyhe, I think he also played for Cincinnati. So maybe that's
I want to see you try to spell that. He's spelling Cedric because he can't spell the last name. I meant the last name.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I played with him in Madden once.
Right, like I feel like if I did these like back in my college days when I was like a top 8% Madden player on PS3, subtle brag. I don't even know if that's good.
Also, is that like a proven statement or is that just you spewing a number?
No, that's what it would say when it had my ranking when I would play Madden. It would say top 8%.
Bad.
But I think I also played on PS3, like kind of after the PS4 came out. So it might have just been against PS3 players. So thank you for calling me out for a stat that probably didn't mean I'm as good as I am. Because I'm not very good at Madden anymore, and it's very sad, but I don't get to play as much as I'd like to. NCAA 14, though, is coming out, and I'm super excited for that this summer.
25, not 14. You're just so used to saying NCAA 14 because that's the last game that's been out.
You're right. Let's see. What about tight ends? Tight ends, did any of them come? Seattle was put out some tight, and they've had a bunch of other guys. Like I know they just cut like Will Dissly, but they had some other. What was that one guy's name that he got like 4 touchdowns at the end of the season, and people thought it's gonna be really good, and then that might have been Will Dissly, but there's another guy I'm thinking of. Starts with a
Will Dissly was so good at times. There was I don't want to say it's Tomlinson. Maybe it was Tomlinson, but I don't know if he's been anywhere else.
And the funny thing is, there's definitely like a clear and obvious answer for one of these.
Yeah.
Like
if you're yelling at your screen, drop in the comments, why didn't you guys think of this person?
Like,
and then we'll feel bad about ourselves later.
And then there's guys like Fitzpatrick who might have played for,
did he play for Seattle? Because I mean, that would be a good Colts Seattle option. I know he played for the Colts.
Yeah, I don't know. Did Kerry Collins play for Seattle? Like, I feel like that dude played for a lot of teams.
Josh
McCown,
Josh McCown definitely played for the Browns. Did he play for the Jags?
I have no idea if he played.
He's about a 50-50 shot, honestly. He played for 4
Do you like him more than
teams.
Do you like him more than Joe Schobert, though?
No, just go with Joe Schobert. Let's try to make some action going here.
Joe Schobert.
Survey says
9%.
Hey, nice call.
Yeah.
All right, now we're on our Seahawks knowledge, which we do not have much of. So that's
outside let's see, Earl Thomas, he went to Baltimore after his time was there. What about defense? Michael Bennett, did he go anywhere? Bruce Irvin, is that his name?
Bruce Irvin. Yeah, you had that right.
What was the dude from the? So this is gonna go way back when the Eagles drafted Lane Johnson. So way back. But there was the defensive end from Oregon that the Seattle Seahawks took that everybody wanted Chip Kelly to take because he was from Oregon. and he ended up not being very good. Lane Johnson was definitely the right pick, but what was his name? Did he ever play for somebody in the comments? If you made it this far, thank you. Drop that dude's name in because I need to know what his name was, because that's going to drive me crazy for the rest of the night.
Man, you're asking me to dig deep down in the memory banks for that one, because all I ever heard was draft Marcus Mariota, and they almost pulled off a trade for him back then. If you guys didn't know that, there was actually some reports that came out lately that they were very close, and then the Titans decided to take him. But
yeah, that's very, very interesting. And come on, there's got to be somebody, a running back.
I'm thinking Percy Harvin definitely played for the Seahawks. I don't think he played for the other two, though.
No, he didn't play for the other two. He was a Viking before that, and then the headaches got to him. Sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, that's literally what happened, but I get you. Running backs. I feel like there's a gap between Marshawn Lynch and then the current that I don't really remember who was there. Chris Carson only ever played for Seattle. He was like the main guy. Rashad Penny's only on the Eagles now.
What was the guy's name? He played a little bit for Green Bay and Dallas. Did he? What was that dude's name? Oh my gosh.
Alfred 32. Morris wouldn't be it. That was Washington, Dallas, and then I believe somewhere else. What era, what about what year are you thinking here? I had to dig down in my fantasy memory to see who I was streaming back then.
So he played for Green Bay for just one season. He was a guy that had a couple big runs. I want to say he was 32 was his number, at least in Green Bay. Maybe
wasn't Cheeseburger Eddie.
No. But Eddie did play for both. Eddie went to Seattle afterwards, but he didn't play for anyone else.
No.
What was that dude's name? Oh my gosh, it's going to drive me crazy. He had a big run against somebody.
That's a very descriptive.
I know.
Answer text on the screen. The dude had a big run against somebody.
Yeah, George, I don't need your negativity here. Not even a little bit. Oh man, we're so close. I don't want to just start throwing random guesses, and
we need to put ourselves on the timer next time. So it's once you hit 10 minutes, you suck.
Hey, this game is untimed. Only the people on YouTube. If you want to see the short cut down version, head over to social medias. Make sure you follow us at the Couch GMs. You can watch this.
We'll try to add timestamps so you can just skip towards the end of it if you'd like.
Yeah, and we're probably going to do all this just to pick somebody wrong.
Yeah, probably. I'm surprised we got this far. When we ran a test of this game, I feel like we only got 6.
Yeah, if you want to see us really bad, let me just switch over to hockey or soccer.
Yeah.
Or you might be able to do okay at baseball or basketball. I could probably do okay at
basketball. Yeah, you could probably do okay at basketball.
Come on. There has to be somebody from Cleveland. Let's go back to their secondary. There was I'm trying to think. The problem is
Denzel Ward played for them at one point.
Denzel Ward still plays for them, and he was drafted by them.
Okay.
So
that's how much I follow Cleveland.
See, the problem with this game too is you have to think back multiple years, because the last 2 or 3 years, in all likelihood, are rookies or guys that have been with the team the whole time, unless it was a big name free agency acquisition, which I don't think the Cleveland Browns have had a big name free agency acquisition that I can think of. They had the big offseason move of getting a quarterback that they're about to pay a 37-year-old Joe Flacco to still be the backup because he did so well. And 37 might be generous too. No offense, Joe Flacco.
I think he was 37 or 38 actually. So
it sounded right when I said it.
Who was the star running back for the Colts back when they had Peyton Manning? Edgerrin James?
Yeah, I know he played for the Cardinals, but I don't know about anybody.
It's another bird team. It counts, right?
Come on, I'm trying to think of that helmet that they pulled out for Fitzpatrick. Did he play for? I feel like that's the cheap answer. Like we just guessed.
We guessed Fitzpatrick and hope he played for Seattle, but I don't think he did.
Yeah, I'm thinking he didn't play for Seattle. Let's see. Gino didn't. Well, he didn't play a regular season game at quarterback.
I think Josh McCown's a better guess because I really don't remember if he played for Seattle or not. But again, I'm pretty sure he played for both the Browns or the Colts.
So which block do you want to guess him in?
I'm getting nothing for Cleveland. So
there is definitely,
and I feel like I'm even more confident he definitely played for Cleveland than he did for Indianapolis, even though I think it was both.
Okay, I know there's an offensive guard that played for both of them, but I don't
feel like I'm going to remember a name of an offensive guard.
Look, I don't think it was said. Oh, what was Jermaine Ifedi? Was that a guy?
Jermaine Ifedi definitely played for Seattle. Now hearing that name.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
That would probably be Cleveland then, right?
Right. I'm thinking it's an offensive lineman that played for Cleveland.
I'm cool with throwing Ifedi into that Seattle and Cleveland block.
Okay. I apologize if it's wrong because it might have been Seattle and Cincinnati, but let's give it a shot.
So it says
it was not.
That's fine.
We still have one more guest. We won't complete the board.
Do we just throw that Josh McCown in there then?
All right, George is ready to give it up. Josh McCown. That was not it either. So 55 and a nice 69 players. So let's start with this one because
this is how we start feeling bad about ourselves. So you cannot see it on the.
So the top players.
Okay? So you're just gonna name them.
Oh yeah, because it didn't pop up in that other screen. So just so you
That's
know,
fine.
the top players according to Pro Football Readiness were Thibault Rubin.
Who?
Yep. John Damari.
Who?
Sheldon Richardson, who I had heard of.
Oh, there we go.
The defensive tackle.
I think of him more with the Jets.
Okay, so all these quarterbacks we could have gotten there a little past our prime time, but Trent Dilfer, another journeyman. Charlie Fry. I remember him. Seneca Wallace.
He was the guy who was supposed to get the starting job when Russell Wilson took it, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that was Matt Flynn.
Okay, my bad.
Charlie Whitehurst. Carlos Hyde. Would never have got that, but I know that name.
Yep.
Just receiving wise, Braylon Edwards, Marquise Goodwin. The big one, Josh Gordon. That's the big one that we should have gotten.
Everybody in the comments who spam Josh Gordon, you're right.
Jadeveon Clowney.
And that too. That's really bad. How did I forget Jadeveon Clowney played for Seattle when he was literally like the end of Carson Wentz's run?
Yeah, I don't know. Ethan Potik is the offensive guard that I was thinking of.
Wasn't Ifedi, it was the other one.
Yeah, so Malcolm Smith, a linebacker. Did not know he went to Cleveland, but he did.
Okay. So then what was the nice 69 with the Colts and the Seahawks?
All right, so the nice 69 with Colts and the Seahawks would be, again, Edgerrin James.
I guess, did I say him or did I say the wrong back?
No, you said Edgerrin James, but I said I knew he played for Arizona. He played one season with the Seattle Seahawks.
So I actually nailed it, and we just weren't confident enough.
Matt Hasselbeck.
Hasselbeck did play for the Colts. Damn.
Dwight Freeney played one season with the Seahawks. Charlie Whitehurst would have also fit this one.
Charlie Whitehurst is going to have so many teams just like McCown and Fitzpatrick.
Kristen Michael was the running back I was thinking of. I remember him now. I knew Michael was part of the name, but all I could think of was Michael Bennett, and I was not going to say that out loud in the moment because that was definitely not it. But yeah, those are some of the big names. Not too many like big time receivers or anything like that. Brandon Stokely is probably the name that you would recognize the most.
Yeah.
Philip Dorsett, but he was a guy that just jumped around. And then defensive Yeah, not
I
too
didn't
many.
even know Brandon Stokely played for Seattle. I remember him more in Denver.
Yeah, so that kind of wraps it out too. So that was the Immaculate Grid. That is one of the many games that we're going to play. And this is going to be a recording segment because guess what? These games refresh tomorrow. Not saying we're playing every day, but we're going to bring these game nights on a more regular basis, even when the podcast is going on. But you haven't heard from us in a while, so we wanted to get it going. One more thing that goes back to our college days. We would sit around and play. It's called Sporkle. I'm going to pull it up, the category sports, and I'm going to let George pick the quiz that we're going to do. Some of these are tough to do online without pre-looking at them. Can I search this by NFL? Yes, I can. Alrighty.
So you do have like a list of games on there?
Yes. So here, I'll show you the.
Okay.
I just need to put it on the right one. I open a new tab, and that would not work on our thing. So here is. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen for everybody at home. And if you want to see us, nice thing about these quiz live forever. So if you see one that you wanted us to do, feel free to let us know. Maybe we'll come back and do it in the comments. So these are the newest NFL quizzes. So picture spelling. We're not doing spelling. If you know me.
Yeah.
Same name sports teams. That one sounds pretty easy.
Bad one.
Which Kelsey brother? That one would be an interesting one. Is it Jason or Travis?
The United States of Sports. Interesting.
I mean, we could always do a classic if we wanted to, which is just like Big Four. Like this is every sports team trying to name them out. Mm-hmm. That one's always fun. Top 10 rushing leaders by team in the 2010s. That could be a fun one.
Ooh, that could be a good one.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different ones. Non-first round quarterbacks, passing leaders from 1980 to now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then most passing yards by undrafted. Let's not do
Let's do those rushing leaders of the 2010s. That seems like it's right in our wheelhouse, and we can still fail at it.
So, all right. So how this is going to work is once this ad's done playing, or once I hit play quiz, the time start. This one is timed. We get 20 minutes. You can see, and I'll have to scroll the screen some of it too, but it has the teams as well. So hopefully we can at least knock out all the Eagles and Packers. But are you ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
All right. So where do we want to start?
Let's start at the top. Is this why is there a 3,000-yard rusher? I'm so confused.
So I guess that's how
David Johnson.
I'm guessing that's how many yards, the total number of yards the player had while with that team. So some of these guys might pop up multiple times if they played on multiple teams.
Okay.
So like,
was Kyler Murray drafted before 2000 or 2020?
No.
Okay. There's a quarterback on there. That's why I was thinking Kurt Warner to get enough.
Oh, it does have a. Could it be Kyler? He was drafted pre-COVID.
So yeah, then Kyler's probably the one with 544.
Kyler Murray. I didn't spell Murray right.
You still spelled it wrong. Murray, man.
Yeah. I would have got there. You're right. Okay. Kyler Murray. CJ2K, he had that one good season with Arizona, but he'll probably also Chris Johnson. Now let's see. Let's just scroll down to see two. Like he also popped up
in Tennessee as well.
But yeah, he was the leader.
I forgot he played for the Jets. How about that?
Yeah, me too. You would have saw. So yeah, so if there's any players like during the 2010s that played for a bunch of teams, like don't know why this just popped in my head, but Tevin Coleman, he's probably down in San Francisco as well. Not very high. But let's see any other Arizona Cardinals running backs that you're thinking,
current one. He used to play for Pittsburgh.
But did he play past 20? He's only been there like 2
You're right, but he might be on Pittsburgh's list. Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm guessing that took, so that's fine.
I can take a look quick. We do, yeah, that did take
James Conner on there. Yep. So I don't know why I just randomly thought of that, but that works. We need it anyway.
All right, but here let's get this ball rolling. Let's scroll down so we can see your Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, so you had LaShawn McCoy on there. You probably also have Miles Sanders. Quarterback would probably Michael Vick.
And he probably went to Atlanta too.
Yep. There's another quarterback on there in that period. I don't know if Nick Foles had enough. I'm trying to think of other quarterbacks that were there long enough.
Would Wentz had 700 yards in his?
That's possible, actually. Wentz.
Cody can't type.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Wentz. What about DeMarco? Another Murray?
Yep, DeMarco Murray was there. There's also the guy that came from Latavius Murray popped up for that one as well, so that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know why, because I typed Kyler. So last names, that's the key to this.
Last name's the key. Darren Sprolce.
Cool. Nice. Come on, man. This is your team. You should know this.
The dude that came from the Chargers.
Oh, Matthews.
Matthews.
You're welcome.
Yep, thank you.
DeMarco. Sorry.
There's a lot of backs just kind of thrown in the middle there.
Right, I know.
Like is Jay Ajayi on there?
I was literally going to say the same thing.
Is LeGarrette Blount on there?
Okay, Jay Ajayi is not there, but he did go up from Miami, so that was good.
Blunt's probably at least somewhere else. He was on there, though.
And we got two more Eagles, 850, 878. Who was the running back with Vic? Murray? Who's before Murray? McCoy. Yeah, I don't know why.
There was type in Brown.
Okay, well that's cheating. Bryce Brown, look at you.
I told you I didn't know his first name. You were like, oh, you're just throwing in Brown because of the name. No, Bryce Brown.
You know what? While we're at that, I'm gonna just type in Smith. Johnson.
Duke Johnson. How about that throwback?
Yeah, we would never have gotten that one.
No. A Smith popped up somewhere. Geno Smith in the New York Jets. That's funny because he didn't even really play for the New York Jets. We also got an Andre Brown on the Giants. Didn't even know he existed. Yeah. One more on the Eagles. That could be anybody. Seeing Bryce Brown on there means this could be anybody. Corey Clement.
CLE.
No.
Okay. Let's make sure I spelled it. All right. Well, while you think of that, let me look at the Packers.
Was Westbrook there past 2010? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but
Well, West was on there apparently. No.
All right. So you think of that 850. If you think of it, I'm going to run through the Packers real quick. Maybe Lacey, Jones, QB. That's probably Rodgers in all honesty, because we didn't have any good running back.
That was the only quarterback.
Kuhn would have to be the only fullback, which is also sad. Starks. Okay.
Montgomery. That's going to at least pop up for the Bears.
Montgomery. Nice pool. Jackson. 475. Like, is that Dylan?
No, it's probably not Dylan. Who was the back that was really prominent on that team, and then he tore his ACL in week 1 the one year, and then never really played again? He was like a stud Green Bay Packer, and I remember it was right around when I started playing fantasy football. So it's probably right around 2010. He played 1 week, or that's it.
That was not him, but
no, that works.
That worked.
Nice.
Just try Green.
Whoever Alex Green is, cool.
He was a running back out of Hawaii.
I just noticed the West is Charkandrick West, and that is a throwback and a half. What?
Yeah, Felix Jones is up there for the Cowboys. When I guess.
Oh my God.
All right, so 2 more Packers. I got at least tied with George, especially when one has 1,400 yards. Who was the dude that everybody wanted Aaron Jones to get the ball, but we wouldn't give him the ball?
That's probably who it is.
I know. That's probably who it is. Wow. I'm failing here. If there's any
Don't
other,
worry. At least the guy I didn't have 1,000 yards.
okay, Michael Turner's name's been in my head forever, so I just want to type his name out. There's any other players while we're thinking about this that you just want to throw out there?
Ezekiel Elliott, I'm seeing, is probably the top Cowboy on there.
Except, why do we did this last
There's
time?
2 T's.
Why is the worst speller, texter, typer the person that controls the screen? We need to give you the power next time.
I can't type either. No one needs to know that.
All right. Let's try. Oh, what about okay, just try Williams. Got Jamal. That was the guy that everybody wanted.
Also put in Charles for Jamal Charles. He's the top chief down there.
For sure. 731. I'm gonna get that Packers running back before we're done. Kerryon Johnson. Okay. Well, let's just try this then.
Javid Best. There's gonna be a lot of obscure Lions seeing those numbers.
Yeah.
I remember Javid Best winning me a fantasy matchup on Thanksgiving week one year.
How are we doing with the Titans? Can we obviously Derrick Henry?
It's Marco Murray. The quarterback is it might be Tannehill.
No, but he went to the Dolphins.
Okay.
So young.
No, it's Mariota.
Oh, duh. Young is
there is a second quarterback on there though. Locker. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Lewis for Dion.
Dion Lewis, the man who took over before Derrick Henry.
Yeah, which I always love. I can't tell a story right now. We're almost through half our time already. No story time.
Alfred Morris. We just talked about him in the last one.
Right. That's why.
Clinton Portis must have been too old then.
Yeah. I think he was.
Quarterback Commanders. Alex Smith wasn't it.
I'm just typing names that we talked about during the Immaculate Grid at the moment.
I don't know why the name Madison came in my head, but I think it's because you typed Alexander. I don't know if Madison's even on the Vikings, but he is cool.
Peterson, come on. We got to get these top guys.
Wait, I haven't looked at every team yet.
Kamara's Ingram then.
Yeah.
Giants would be Barkley. Bradshaw.
Ahmed Bradshaw, man.
The Jets, who would be the top? Hall's probably on, and he didn't get. Well, okay, Hall somewhere, but he didn't get drafted.
Breeze is the bottom one for the Saints. Quarterback, tight ends, Taysom Hill.
Oh, for sure, easy. I don't know how to spell
REY.
Thank you.
There you go. Muscle Hamster, Buccaneers.
What?
The Muscle Hamster?
Who is that?
I don't know. It's the best nickname in the league, and I can't think of his name right now.
Dude, I have no idea who you're talking about. I swear you just
you never heard. My God. Okay.
No, I never heard of the Muscle Hamster.
My God. When we see that name, I'm gonna freak out. Someone in the comments is like, "Of course, the Muscle Hamster."
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Muscle Hamster. You're making stuff up. I still.
No, I'm not. Who's the
dude? I was gonna say we got to get at least all the top ones.
Yeah, seriously.
Joik Bell.
Texans. Yeah, Joik Bell
is the top one of the 2010s for the Lions. So Lions. I'm not even gonna come back to that.
No, man. No. They don't even have the lowest low person though. There's some people in the 300s.
Yeah, that's true.
Who rushed for 4,000 yards in the 2010s for the Jaguars? Because it's not Maurice Jones-Drew.
Why not?
Okay, it is Maurice Jones-Drew. Okay, I didn't thought it was. I would have been too old. All right, cool.
No, we're just getting old.
Texans first round pick in fantasy every single year. Arian Foster, thank you.
I got you. I got you.
Jonathan Taylor, is he too young?
He was 2020
Okay.
draft.
Damn. Colts quarterback is definitely not Peyton Manning.
Colts quarterback, like
Andrew Luck, did he rush that much?
probably.
Okay, cool.
What was that dude? Oh man, what was his name? Oh, he was the. Well, that was the safety.
I think in Broncos.
No, I was thinking Colts. He played. I don't. When did the Colts win the Super Bowl against the Saints? Was that in the
That
10s?
should have been 10 or 11, I think.
So that was. He was like the first rookie running back to ever start. Starts with a B, I think. But Mac, he played for a while.
That's good.
Man, the fun part about these is the list. Josh Jacobs is probably the top for. He's not the top for the Raiders. Gosh,
3,000 yards for the Raiders.
Wait, Eckler.
There we go. That's still at the top for the Chargers, though.
Tomlinson, did he?
I don't think he played that late.
Did he just go on the Jets?
He probably did. He did.
Okay.
Over 1,000 yards on the Jets in the 2010s. There's some older 2010s back. Did we say Frank Gore?
Nope.
Okay, that's good. He jumps on a couple of teams.
Yeah, Frank Gore jumped on a couple of teams.
Mostert.
Nice.
Who's the other guy that's in Miami right now that used to be on Wilson?
We already guessed Morse.
Yeah, Morse is already on there. Quarterback, 2,300 yards that wasn't Smith is Kaepernick. No?
What? Excuse me? Did I spell his name wrong? I don't think I did.
Kaep?
Okay. Oh, I did. I forgot the E. Nice.
Okay. I was going to say, if that's not Kaepernick, who the heck is that?
Oh, dude.
Peyton Hillis?
I just started thinking of bad covers.
Can you spell Roethlisberger? Can you autocorrect it?
No, it won't let me.
Elis?
Elis.
Burger. No? Okay. He's definitely on the Steelers one because there's a quarterback down there.
Yeah, for sure. He's on the... All right. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll through these. So we got a quarterback on the Texans. That would be Watson. Quarterback on the Cowboys.
Prescott. Or... Yeah, it's Prescott. Okay.
A quarterback on the Broncos.
Definitely not Manning. Oh, Tebow.
We got a quarterback on the Lions. Stafford. He played there long enough. No. We got a quarterback
on the Bengals.
Would have to be Dalton. Just played long enough to get enough yards. Quarterback on the Bears. There's two quarterbacks on the Bears. Cutler. Trubisky. Cleveland, they have a quarterback as well. Did Baker play there long enough? Well, I have to type Mayfield. No.
Did anyone other than Baker play there long enough? What?
Dude, there's only 419 yards. Like that could be.
That could have been one season.
I mean, that could have been Anderson.
Well, that's good. We find the Broncos top one. Thanks.
Yeah, I forgot about him, to be honest with you. We didn't guess Gary. He has to be on the list.
Yeah. We didn't get the Ravens top back yet.
What about, would Allen be up there? Allen would be there. There's one more quarterback on the Bills. Okay, look. Let's just guess.
Patrick. Nice.
Okay. I was going to guess JP Lossman next, and I did not want to go there.
I think we at least got all the quarterbacks now.
All right, so all quarterbacks in the top row. We still have a Cleveland Browns quarterback.
That could be anybody.
We have a
Did
Jaguar.
RG3, Robert Griffin. He probably came up for Washington.
Yeah, he did not play for Cleveland.
He did play for
Well, not like it wasn't
the Browns
Cleveland.
not long enough.
Yeah, so
running back, fullback on the Panthers. I feel like I know this one. Tolbert.
Nice.
There's 2 wide receivers on the Panthers too. What?
Now Davis. Nice.
Moore.
Funny. Don't expect that.
Who's the other wide receiver on the Panthers that would have rushing yards? I know it's only 278. That's pathetic alone, but
yeah, I mean, I could. It's not a Smith. I mean,
yeah, you guessed all the generic names. Some of the names that came up with these generic names: Niall Davis for the Chiefs. Like what?
I remember him. Quarterback for the Jags. I don't know how to spell Garrard.
Garrard. No, it's probably the way you already spelled it.
We have a fullback for the Raiders. What? Oh, I'm not going to get that in a minute to spell Juicy J, but he's probably up there. There's not even a fullback on the 49ers, so no, he's not. Any other quarterbacks? We have a quarterback on the Steelers, but we don't have to spell Roethlisberger, so we know we got that one.
Yeah. Don't know how to spell Roethlisberger. Cool. Buccaneers quarterback. Not Mariota, but Winston.
All right. Oh man. Just trying to think.
Seahawks, Chris Carson.
Christine Michael.
Well, that's a good pull.
We just talked about him. Who's the name I was talking about?
Still a good pull.
We got 20 seconds, and we're gonna get to see this beautiful list light up red. Let's see, 160 out of 320. So we did at least 50%.
That's good. I'm sure not a lot of people did better than 50%. And we still have some we just don't know how to spell, like Juszczyk and Roethlisberger.
Yeah, and maybe a Pierce.
ERC. Nice.
2, 1. Tell us how we sucked. All right, I already saw. Oh my god, I'm annoyed.
Andre Ellington. That's a good one.
Beanie Wells.
Wow, I remember that.
Kenyon Drake. We should have got. If not for
Rashard Mendenhall was probably in 2 places.
Probably. Never would have got
Rod Stevens Howling, I remember.
Never would have got the 2 for the. We should have spent more time with the Ravens. We could have got for the 5.
Gus Edwards, definitely. Alex Collins, maybe. Ray Rice definitely should have gotten.
He's forgotten about, and I don't think. Yeah, Jonathan Stewart.
I forgot about Isaiah Crowell, even though we just talked about him.
I think the problem with this list is it was so big, it was hard to focus on one. Because Jonathan Stewart, we should have got Matt Forte, Jordan Howard, Tariq Cohen. We could have gotten Giovanni Bernard.
Jordan Howard is the Eagles. I'll make a bet. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Rex Burkhead, could have guessed him. I understand us not getting Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, but now that I remember his name, I do remember streaming him a couple weeks in fantasy football, which is fun. And this is why this Sporkle was so much fun too. It's just like all these people that you should have gotten, Tony Pollard, should have got Darren McFadden, Philip Lindsay.
And then the people that you streamed one time, like Montero Hardesty and Chris Ogbanaya.
Ryan Grant, I should have got him for the Packers. Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette, TJ Yeldon, Blake Bortles. Again, I think we just ran out of time of looking for Joseph Adai was the guy I was talking about.
Gotcha.
That
Lamar Miller was my guy in the day.
Alfred Blue. We really should have got Melvin Gordon. Yeah, I'm sure there's definitely some people, guys, come on. Toby Gerhardt. Now that's a name. Matt Asiata. Those are some names.
The quarterback on the Vikings we missed is Bridgewater.
I honestly missed that in the category as well.
Yeah. There's another Ben Jarvis Green Ellis sighting.
Yeah, Chris Ivory. Man, this Orleans Darkwa. My gosh.
We played Shane Vereen once or twice in Fantasy. Wendell Smallwood. I never would have gotten Wendell Smallwood.
Dude, you were so hyped on him in 2014.
You think I remember everyone I was hyped on in 2014? Who the heck was the name of the practice squad wide receiver?
Paul Turner. I'll never forget.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that was fun.
The top Jets by L. Powell. I barely remember he existed, and he had 3,600 yards.
Definitely was a ton of fun. George, I think that'll wrap up our first ever Couch Jams game night. Maybe next time will be a little bit shorter, a little less games. Maybe we'll do more games. If there's any internet games that you like, or maybe we'll coming up with our own, just naming some random players. I mean, we could create this on our own. Top running back for each team in 2022. Could be a fun game. A lot of great content. I'm kind of wrapping up here, George. You got anything else to add? You want me to do my thing?
Take us out.
Alrighty, as always, make sure you're checking us out, the Couch Jams podcast on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, all those good places. If you like this, let us know. Please like on the video. I know it was a little bit long tonight. We're trying to fill this out, see how many we can do in a night. Maybe an hour might be too long. Maybe we'll cut this in half next time, turn it into 2 videos. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Check us out on social media if you want to recap any of these. Let us know how bad we did in the comments, or if there was some that you were stumped to. We'd love to hear from you guys. And this is not the new podcast. The podcast is still happening, just getting things situated, getting ready to come back, get you ready for draft season, dynasty football, fantasy, betting, all that fun stuff. We'll be back with the Couch GMs. I'm Cody Roadcap. That's George Kurth. We'll talk to you all in a little bit.